Hey, what's cool, man? Roaches?
Alright, we rolling.
Can't lie, there's a area where it was all I was listening to was Jadakiss and Tupac for some reason. Like, after a while, I think that started to turn man into a head case.
Bro, I only first time I listened to Jadakiss when he had that versus battle with Cameron. You seen that?
Too. Nah, I haven't seen that.
Bro, you gotta watch that, innit?
Jadakiss is just too gully, fam. Wow. The next breath, that laugh was an enhancement, fam. That thing there, yeah, you knew man was about to drop smoke. Oh, let's run it, guys. You ready, yeah?
Alright, cool. Alright. Hello, people. Welcome to Unique Perspectives, a podcast to make you think. I'm Clayton.
Oh, I'm Trey. Introduce yourself. Uncle Phil.
And we've got a topic today. In fact, you can introduce it, brother.
Topic that I wanted to discuss with the man today was, is fear healthy or necessary? However you want to look at it. So, man, what do you think?
I think it's very much healthy and necessary. I just think fear is how you separate people. Do you know what I'm saying? So the people that are brave and gonna do things that are a bit more difficult are going to be normally people that come out on top, to where the people that try and stay in their comfort zone. So that's why I think it's healthy and necessary in that way. I also think as well with fear, for the world to be how it is and to be able to accept when you're peaceful and good, you need to feel what fear is first. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't feel that fear, how do you know when it's good? You see what I'm saying? So for me, I always think fear is always healthy, and I think it's what separates us as humans.
No, run it. I just want to see your perspective, man. I don't know. Question, fam.
Let him wind
I
up.
know man's building up his nourishment in there. But nah, like, for me, yeah, I think like I agree with a lot of what you're saying, to be fair. I think fear is healthy, man. I feel like, you know what, actually, I should say the opposite, but nah, fear is healthy for a few reasons, I feel and that's because like I think it even if it doesn't separate people in that sense, I feel like out of fear you can do great things. Like sometimes if you don't want to fail, I feel like sometimes that's fear that doesn't make you want to fail. Do you get what I'm saying? Like you don't wanna lose. So I think like out of those things, fear does create great things. Do you get what I'm saying? But it's the type of fear. I feel like there's many types in it. So in the same breath, fear can hold you back. Do you get what I'm saying?
I think there's, like I said, there's types of fear. Like I think there's like you got physical fear, mental fear, but I think it's fear. It's also fear of feeling certain feelings, isn't it? So some people, there's some man that will take a whooping, in it, bro. But then there are some man that don't like people saying, like, don't like failing at something, but they've got to think. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's all just relative to it. Like I think, especially like nowadays, I think a lot of people's fear is like looking bad in front of other people, not necessarily physical fear. Because if you think about it, like really, unless you're in that lifestyle, like you're not really too much danger to physical fear more time. You see what I'm saying? And also, you got to look at it this way: there's man drive cars every day recklessly and things like that, and people aren't scared to crash necessarily. But if you crash, that crash can be fatal. But certain man wouldn't have a fight with someone. You see what I'm saying? So it's all just relative to what fear and what type of fear people have, I think, which makes them act a certain way.
No,
You get what
I
I'm
hear
saying?
that actually. I hear that. Like I feel like I'm gonna try and spin it a different way today. Like yeah. Man's ready now.
That was greedy, man. Too greedy.
Because he's waiting too long.
Can't rush greatness.
For real.
Oh no, I was gonna say, it's a balance, isn't it? I feel like with fear, I think one of the pros of fear is it allows you to make smart decisions in it, because maybe if we didn't have fear, we'd do some reckless things. Do you know what I mean?
That marinating was worthy, fam.
So yeah, so maybe we'd do some reckless things that could put us in danger, etc., because we wouldn't have anything to hold us back. Do you know what I mean? Fear makes you think twice before before you act. Do you know what I'm saying? And then, like you said, also the con to fear is, at the end of the day, fear is energy, innit? So the con to it is, if you allow that energy to like consume you too much, then like you said, you're not gonna act on, let's say, your goals, because you're gonna be worried about what other people think. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's about acknowledging the energy and using the energy to benefit you, if that makes sense. So then you can make smart decisions.
I like that.
Now I hear that still, and like,
I'm the poet, fam.
now I hear that still, and like, even like with like
Meditation.
You know what I mean? You should just be levitating on some dowsing type thing, fam.
what's that I was talking about? even like with animals, innit? Like you look at animals like over the years, how much like how they adapt to protect themselves. Like for instance, like I know it sounds violent, but like monkeys will like take out lion cubs because they realize over time that they take them out. And I just think,
I didn't know that.
yeah. So I just think, like you said, the fear makes you make good decisions. I also think it's to keep people in their place. You understand what I'm saying? Because, so for example, like say if you don't fear, if there's no fear, do you know what I mean, people will do whatever they want and not think about the consequences. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think fear is a big part of keeping people like humble and like and in their place. And also with fear, I think a lot of people, the reason why a lot of people feel it is because they're told certain things when they're younger. Do you know what I'm saying? So when you're young, I think a lot of fear is built when you're younger and then you keep it in your adulthood. I think very rarely in adulthood you get new fears, if that makes sense. I think.
No, I agree. I just wanted to say, to me personally, I do feel that like because it's an energy, like sometimes fear can be an illusion, bro, because sometimes you can think like something might go wrong or bad, but that's just in your head. That might not be the actual outcome. Do you know what I'm saying? So would I say that, like, for me, I just think, anyway, for me personally, I don't really think you should, hold on, my head needs to marinate a little bit.
Nah, like back to that type of thing. I do feel like, yeah, there's a lot of, like we've already discussed, there's a lot of pros and cons to fear. But I do feel like I feel like obviously they all link into everything, but I feel like some of it's a cross between your nature and what's like predetermined for you. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, for example, if you have already been told this is bigger and badder than you, you're gonna fear it, innit? Do you get what I'm saying? Some is reality. If you go up against a bear, you're gonna hold something. Do you know what I'm saying? But the other things are like, for example, people are shook not to pay their water bill. Yeah, you should pay that. But why? Do you get what I'm saying? Because you fear what you have to lose. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, for example, you might fear, like, when you get that parking ticket, you feel like a fear because now I got to pay that 60 quid within the next 14 days, or I was paying 220 or 120, whatever it is. Do you know what I'm saying? That's fear, I feel like. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I see man them go past me on the M-way with them Dubai plates, fam, at 150 miles per hour, getting flashed like paparazzis behind them. No fear. That's because there's no consequence. Do you get what I'm saying? So I feel like maybe you only feel fear because of consequence. Do you get what I'm saying? And I think that's that.
No, what you're saying about consequence, it's just your perspective, innit? And I guess it's your really and truly, bro, if I'm honest with you, we put restrictions on ourselves. Do you know what I'm saying? And really and truly, like, you can do whatever you want, but you know, if you do certain things, then it's gonna come back on you. That's why you don't do it. But really and truly, we put restrictions on ourselves. Like you said, there's a man who's got abundance of wealth. He can go 200 miles per hour, get flashed for days, bro. He ain't stressing. Us, 200 miles per hour, flashing, bro. We're stressing. Do you know what I mean? But
Whole ride home, fam, you're quiet.
yeah, we're stressed.
Not even got the music to drive slower.
Yeah, we're stressing. But then hear this point then. Like, even though, but we could.
Clayton done that because he's chuckling into the
No
side.
points, man.
But we
No
could.
points.
But we could have the mentality of the guy that's like the guy you're saying. Do you know what I'm saying? We could have the same mentality if we wanted to, bro. Do you know what I mean? But it's just how you want to look at it.
But your mentality is shaped by your situation as well. Like you said, we know if we get them tickets, there's problems, innit? He knows he's not getting no problems, so I think it's your situation. But I do agree with you when you say it's your perception of it. But I think there's fear that's natural fear, innit? Like your first reaction. Like if there's a situation where you're in danger, your first reaction is going to be fear. And I think we're given
Is that fear though?
It is fear.
I don't know if that's fear.
What do you think it is then?
I don't know. I don't think that's fear.
I think it's fear.
I just think that's your natural instincts just telling you like something's not right. Doesn't necessarily mean it's fear.
But I would say this, right?
Because fear is when like you're worried about something. Do you know what I'm saying? But you could not be worried about something, but like you might have a feeling, like for example, but not be worried, but you just feel uneasy, but
but I would say to that, yeah, like if there's a situation in danger and you feel that lot of rush, that's fear. It's not a bad thing, isn't it? But it is fear because your first reaction is you are worried about that at first. Like if you get flashed, like at some point you might be worried, isn't it? That little bit of fear, isn't it? It's not necessarily a bad thing. I just think it's how you pay that thing.
No, you get flash and your whole body go warm.
No, but it's not even like for me. Like, let's take that situation. Yeah, like when I've gotten flashed before, it's not to do. I've never been. It's not fear. For me personally, it's a different type of emotion. It could just be anger. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you're like, oh my days, here we go. You gotta remember, fear is when you think twice before like doing something. You're worried about doing something because maybe of how someone might perceive you, or maybe because of the outcome. That's what fear is.
Yeah, but I would still say like when that flash happens in your head, you're thinking that's not good, innit? You see what I'm saying? In that situation, like so you're worried about what's happening at first, even if it's just a split reaction. You see what I'm saying?
It's also people's nature though. Like for example, I would say like not everybody feels fear over the same things.
No.
Yeah.
Like, I know man them that like for example, like, if they see somebody bigger than them, their natural instinct is to fear that person and give them respect.
Yeah.
For me, it's not the case. Do you get what I'm saying? But oh yeah, sir. Yeah, like I was saying, like I think fear is different for everyone because, like I was saying, like for example, there's man them that I know that will feel fear just because a man's bigger than them. Do you get what I'm saying? But for others, that's not always the case. Do you know what I'm saying? They don't fear that. But like in those people's case, that's fear. But like, so what Cass is saying in a way is valid. When man get flashed, man's fearless, man. Him not care about that.
Let's use a different situation.
But no, like I'm just saying it as a whole. Like in general, I get it. Like, okay, if you get faced in the underwater and there's a shark in front of you, 10 out of 10 man are gonna feel fear because you're not even in your own domain and the thing's gonna yam you in half. But for certain other people, them man don't feel that. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, so I get it. Like, for not everyone, that's not their immediate reaction. Do you get what I'm saying? They just might feel uneasy, vexed about the situation. Some people will feel scared. Do you get what I'm saying? Some people just laugh it off like, man.
But this is why I say, and I'll pass it over. This is why I say with fear, it's not necessarily a bad thing. I think people look at it as it's a bad thing. It's not, yeah. It's how it actually helps you react in that situation. Like, have you ever been running away from someone? Like, that makes you run faster in that fear.
I'm not gonna lie, because it promotes that adrenaline.
That emotion like protects you in a way. That's what I'm saying. I don't think fear is a bad thing. I just think it's just a reaction that you think, and it makes you react faster, innit? Do you see what I'm saying?
I think fear is crazy, man, because like fear, for example, it does. Now that you're saying that, I do think in some cases fear can be an enhancement because out of fear you can gain sometimes extra anger, which can help you in the situation. Do you know what I'm saying? Like stories that I've heard, like where women have got like caught between a car and their babies maybe there, and they've actually got mad strength.
Yeah,
Do
is
you know
that
what I'm
fear
saying?
though, bro?
Yeah, fear of losing your child. Yeah, that's fear. That's you're not vexed to lose your child. Do you know what I'm saying? You're not happy to lose them. Like I think if, like for example, even maybe any parent, maybe like if you saw like your kid, like maybe like about to drown in the swimming pool, you're not now thinking about your own self. So there's not been a second thought of, rah, maybe what happened to me? I'm not the greatest swimmer. They're just gonna dive up in there, and once they're good, we'll work out what happens next. Do you get what I'm saying? So I think in the immediate fear is the fear of losing somebody dear. Do you get what I'm saying? And then I think everything else kicked in afterwards. Do you get what I'm
I
saying?
don't know. I don't know
But I think it
because
depends on your type of thought.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, it depends on how you perceive, like fear. Obviously, all right. Let's to clear up. What go around and say what is your definition of fear?
For me, my definition of fear is when you get that like sort of rush in your body where you're like bad might happen. I need to react to this. You see what I'm saying? When something quick's gonna happen. Like for example, say something like a loose tiger's in the room, bro, and I get that feeling of like adrenaline. That's fear to me. Like when you tell me, like I agree when you say the illusion of fear. I agree with you on that. I don't think that's real fear. But I think when like it's that split second reaction where you worry for a second, maybe your knees go weak and stuff. I think that's fear,
innit? Respect it though. I do respect it. Nah, for me, yeah, I just think fear is just being scared, innit? Like, do you know what I'm saying? I think like fear to me is when you actually feel scared. Do you get what I'm saying? Like to feel, I don't know how to explain that feeling. Do you know what I'm saying? I just, yeah, if you feel shook, that's fear. Do you get it?
I would say, to me, like my definition of fear is, keyword that Clayton said, like something that makes you worry and you have to think twice about, and also you get like a kind of nervous energy. Do you know what I'm saying? But what I'm trying to say, when I've reflected now, me personally, I feel like fear corrupts a lot of people, bro, because fear a lot of the times leave people in like mental bondages. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like I do understand, I guess, like the pros of fear, like it makes you think twice. But do you really need fear to think twice before you do something?
Sometimes you do. I think sometimes you do. I think, especially when you're younger as a child, isn't it? Like,
Nah, let me tell you why. Because why is it? See, when you're younger, yeah, like you experiment and you'll try things, right? Let's say you're climbing a tree. You've been climbing a tree from like when you was like 5 all the way up to 10, right? And you've had no problems. But then as soon as someone says, be careful, and puts that into your mind, suddenly you fall off the tree, hurt yourself, you start bawling. Then now you're worried about going back on that tree because someone told you to be careful. But all that time when someone didn't tell you to be careful, you was calm, you was taking risks.
I agree, but you also don't understand the consequences at that time when you're a child necessarily.
But what if the consequences are not that bad? And also, what if there isn't consequences? Because like I said, you've been consistently climbing that tree, yeah,
But see,
and no one's
that's-
bothered you. No one's bothered you, and you've been consistently climbing that tree, just doing your thing. But as soon as someone said, "Be careful,"
But I think that's the difference between natural fear and trained fear. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, there's some fear that's instinctive. Do you get what I'm saying? And then there's some fear that is taught to you. Like, for example, I feel like when we're young, for example, and we're shook of spiders, we're only shook of spiders because maybe our mum was shook of spider, and because she screamed, we scream. You get it? Like, do you get what I'm saying? Or like, for example, like what you're saying. Like, if man was climbing the thing with confidence, now you instill a bit of unease in man setup, now man feels fear. I think that's a trained fear, which then I think those type of trained fears I think are different from natural fear. Do you get what I'm saying? I feel like natural fear, I don't think are ones that you think twice. You go and think, should I or shouldn't I? Do you get what I'm saying? But I do think like trained fears or a fear that might not actually be something that's blatant instinctual, I think is something that before you think, is that actually or should I? Do you know what I'm saying? Like for example, if you get into an altercation and you're gonna thump off a man's head, you have to think, you know what I mean? There's other factors now that I have to worry about other than this, because technically you're not fearful of that situation, but you're conscious of your consequences. Do you get what I'm saying?
And I want to bring something up. So, for example, I remember my uncle, when we used to watch the TV, he used to put bull riding on, innit? And
Man, I'm brave.
And the thing is, like if you look at the people that used to do it, they said it was that fear they fall off and that bull might get them that made them lock in. So that's why I think fear is good, because it makes you that extra bit like sharper. Your reactions are better. You lock in a bit more. Do you see what I'm saying?
I just want to say that job don't have no common sense.
That's what I was about to say. That's what I was about to say. That's what I was about to say. That's why I smiled, because like there's certain things, there's certain things, in this life, bro, where why are you even doing that?
Do you get me?
Do you understand? Like, why are you even doing that?
Idiot.
Do you know what I'm saying?
100. That's what I was thinking. When you were saying that, brother, I knew I should have known why you smiled.
Yeah,
but at
bro.
the time I was thinking, that's an idiot job, man. Like, so these man, you're telling me, the fear made them lock in. The fear should have told them not to get on his back, cuz.
But maybe,
Do you get what I'm saying?
but maybe,
That don't make no
but they
sense, man.
must get something from it.
Yeah, money, fame. But other than that, broken bones, family.
Well,
You
I
get
wanna-
what I'm saying? Crippleized, bro.
What I want to say is this, I just think, if I'm honest, I feel that this is just my personal opinion. Me personally, I don't really think fear is necessary. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel there's other aspects that we have. And I feel like you can without fear, you can think twice. There's things that I think about doing. I don't have any fear, but I think about doing it. What is it going to benefit? Is it going to benefit me or not? Do you know what I'm saying? That's not like, I don't need fear to help me figure that out. Do you know what I'm saying? And I just think really and truly, fear stops people from growing, and it stops people from actually becoming their full potential, or like doing the things they truly want to do. Do you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, fear is just an illusion, I believe anyway. Do you know what I'm saying?
I hear it. I think like I agree with a lot, but then I also think I think like everything is situational. Hence the reason we have these chats. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. But I do feel like in some people's case, imagine you're hungry, fam. You want to feel that every day. That's fear, blood. My stomach is bun out and I don't know when my next meal is coming. I'm shook, fam.
But
No, because like for me, like for example, that fear there could perpetuate man into saying, nah, man can't live like this no more. But that's pain. It might not be,
That's pain, bro.
Yeah, it's true.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like not everything is fear.
But I feel like you have to feel fear. Do you understand what I'm saying? You have to feel it in you. Do you understand what you can't. I don't think you can. I don't think it's a thing where you can think about it.
Maybe he's right though. Maybe
I feel like you have to feel it, bro.
Look, I don't think you have to feel fear, because like I said, the breakdown of the tree, when you're young and you're doing mad things with confidence, right? And you're experimenting, and even let's say if you fell off the tree, you would probably go back on. But when people say, be careful, don't do this, don't do that, you're going to get hurt, this is going to happen, then you start second guessing yourself. Do you know what I'm saying?